Okay, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Michael, you should open full screen.
Okay, I see. It's okay.
It's not showing full screen still.
Okay, wait a moment.
Are you sharing with Windows, or maybe you can try to share the entire desktop instead? Yeah.
Maybe we just share
If
the window.
it is not working.
Okay. Okay, it's okay?
Yeah, it works now. Nice.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My topic today is about the ideal advantage. First, let me introduce myself. I'm Marco, come from the StorSwift. So StoreSwift specializes in the scalable Web3 infrastructure and across platform solution. Together with Aleo, we provide robust security and provide solution of the Web3 technological. Okay, wait. This is my picture. Okay. Sorry, wait. Okay. This slide shows how Web3 protocol has evolved. Start from the central system in the left side, for example, digital cash, and moving to the decentralized system in the right side. Wait. Sorry, my screen has some problem. At first, the product like the digital cash, which was some of the only form of the digital token, then Bitcoin is coming. It adds so-called crypto economic circle. Let people can send Bitcoin to each other. But Bitcoin cannot be programmed for more complex tasks. There were issues coming. It makes it impossible to create proper transaction using smart contract that set down. All transaction record on the Ethereum are public and everyone can see them. That's where Aleo step in. Aleo solves the problem is the zero knowledge proofs, keep the transaction detail. So go next. Until now, there hasn't been a system can achieve the interoperability and privacy. We know the cash, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. The cash can exchange the private money, but it can be programmed. And Bitcoin, it can send public money each other, but it can be programmed. The Ethereum, all the record is be public. This is the detail. And the only system is centralized. on the Bitcoin and the Ethereum is the decentralized. The only system is interoperator, and Ethereum is the interoperator. All the systems are no privacy provision saving. So the privacy is the key mission piece to wonderful adoption. The landscape. We all know the security socket layer encryption made the safe communication over the internet possible. Netscape push it for it and become popular thanks to the effort. That's super important for the growth of online shopping into the huge market is today. So zero knowledge crypto can do sensing for the Web3 now. And it's the first developed platform for the zero knowledge application. It's zero cache indeed, and unlimited for application runtime. There's something I can do to describe the zero cache free.
Yeah, I think I can elaborate a bit here. So the zero gas fee part is only talking about the part where people having local execution of executing program, but not the part where you still need to submit your transaction and get stored on the network. Yeah. So we still do like the Aleo as a network, they still charge storage fee because you still need some kind of incentivize to make sure that validators run their nodes and not doing job like without any fees or incentive to do so. Yeah, so the zero gas fee is really talking about the part where people are doing local execution of program. And doing this local execution of program, it gives privacy features to user because you, as a user, you don't need to submit your private inputs to the network, but you run everything yourself and you only submit the result plus a proof generated alongside with the execution of the program to the network. And what the validator does on Aleo network, what they only what they do is only verify that your proof of execution is correct. Once that's correct, they can trust that your result are correct, and so that they will store the state changes according from the result you produce. Yeah, so just a little bit about the zero gas fee part.
Yeah. Okay, next. So Aleo's privacy and scalability is similar to the traditional blockchain. This is the equation and cost. This is a number. This is the traditional blockchain. But Aleo, the cost is very slow. And
sorry, once again, yeah, just going to add some point here, some points here. Yeah, so if you look at the graph that Aleo, the cost of execution on Aleo, the graph is like becoming a straight line, like stop increasing after some numbers of the execution is because of the same exact reason that I just mentioned just now. So the costs are only like really about the storage of your stage or any state changes, but not the part of execution. So you can virtually execute like a very big program or any program that takes a long time, but it does not affect the cost of execution because you are running your own computation locally and it does not burden the network itself. The only part that the network taking care of is just validating your execution is correct by using zero knowledge proof, of course, and storing the result as a state changes or a state update. Yeah, so that's why you can see by comparing to traditional blockchain, like example Ethereum. If you try to do more computation on Ethereum, you have to pay more gas fee because the validator has to do work for you for like every extra calculation computation. They need to get compensated for it. But on Aleo, because you're doing locally by yourself, so we don't really charge for that. All you're going to pay is just like storage fee. Yeah.
Yes, yes, because it's just what if one proofs. Okay. The Aleo is rebuilding from the ground of the up for a system that permissionless and interoperable and private and that can satisfy compliance concern. It combines the three modules, the Stack OS, Stack VM, and Neo. The Stack OS, the blockchain uses the secured by Aleo BFT consensus. And the Stack VM is a virtual machine powered by the zero knowledge. The Neo is a language building for the secure application, expression for zero knowledge application. Okay, so go next. This picture shows the Aleo's full stack. In the first level is infrastructure, including Stack OS, Neo, and Stack VM. The second is platform, includes the Aleo SDK, for example, Rust, JavaScript, and C++, and snapshot and sequence. Between the application and the platform, there's Aleo Explore. We developed the Aleo 1 to 3 is just a product. The application includes the C++, finance, game, and ZKML. The C++ is a very popular product. That's the full stack of the Aleo application. ZK, do you add more detail?
No, I think it's fine.
Okay, thank you. This is the Neo. Neo proves the power of the ZKP without the complexity. If you have an idea, for example, I want to prove I know the sum of the two numbers A and B. So you just read the layer plugin and compare to the code by the AVM. It's easy to use and easy to prove. I will describe the Neo plugin. Wait.
Yeah, I think this slide is more talking about how Aleo stacks work with program. So let's say if you look at the example here, variable A plus variable B must be equal to variable C. And by doing that, like as a developer, you just have to write single line, and that single line will get interpret and compile by Leo, which is our DSL, our domain specific language. It will compile into a lower level representation, which we call it Aleo instructions, and that Aleo instructions will again interpret by AVM, Aleo virtual machine. And what it does is it follows it reads the instruction that the developer is trying to ask the VM to do, and the VM will generate a proof automatically according to the instruction, and also evaluate the program and producing a result. Like in this case, A plus B equals to C. Yeah, but instead of doing A plus B equals to C, it also generate a ZK proof at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah. Neo is a high-level programming language that acts as the bridge between the zero knowledge crypto world and the real world. So you don't know to any zero knowledge, you can write the Aleo program. Yeah, we go to next. Aleo between building around a new data called the record. As you know, the UTXO is the Bitcoin, the data type, and the account is around and the Solana, including any event blockchain. But Aleo we use the record. It's a special data type. So the private data we use the UTXO, and the public data is we use the account module. This is a special data. Yeah, we go to the next step. This is the annual full stack development framework for zero knowledge application. If you are developers, you just use the Aleo language. And if you approve, you can run a Stack VM. It's a decentralized virtual machine for zero knowledge platform. If you are very data, you can run StoreOS, a decentralized operating system for zero knowledge application. That's the full stack framework. And the developers can write and deploy program to the background hosted by the validator. So if you develop a transaction and passed by the Aleo program, the network is hosted by the validator. It can generate transaction proof. Maybe ZK can show more info.
Yeah, I think the main point on this slide is more about program registry. So in Aleo, how do we manage program? So program is just our type of smart contract. So we call it program here. And how do we manage all the different program deployed by different developers? It's by using their ID or their name, like the program name. Yeah. So the registry kinds of handle all the different program ID deployed by developers, and all the programs, they cannot have same name because they need to be unique so that we know that what kind of program that user are trying to call. So yeah, so that's the main point to talk about here. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And the proofs general zero knowledge proofs based on the program off-chain and submitted transaction to the StoreOS. So when you accept a call request, you just do a serve and to check. It can generate the proof by run the AVM, and the output is the just a proof. Yeah, that's the proof. And the next validator. Validator updates the state of the chain by coming the consensus with Aleo BFT. Aleo BFT is a special BFT developed by the Aleo Foundation. It's easy to voting the result. Yeah. ZK, you can help me to describe.
Oh yeah. So this flow is showing that how validators take part in the whole transaction flow. So if you look at the left diagram, it takes the transaction which contains the execution request from the previous slides. where you have just seen like a caller make a request to approver, then approver runs the program generating a proof, and it becomes a transaction. And then this transaction is passed to validators on Aleo network. Then what the validators are going to do is they check if this transaction running some sort of program on the network, and if it's some program already deployed on the network, then it will check whether the proof are acceptable. If it's acceptable, it will return the caller response back to back to whoever calling the program. Yeah, and updating the states in the process, of course.
Okay. In summary, together with Aleo, you are used to run zero knowledge application on the web. So developer, approver, and validator, they run together to run a zero knowledge application. So just the developer send the response to the approver, and approver send the equation response to the developers. So that's a circle. And we are introduce a new model for decentralized computation. As you know, the normal is the miner or validator and the developers and the rollups. This is a special. And the Aleo, we just have the validator, developers, and the approvers. That's very important.
Yeah, I think the important things to mention here is the rollups and prover. So if you look at Ethereum, why does it need rollup? Because it has too much demand and it couldn't handle so many execution requests. So what they do right now is like what Ethereum do is right now is it abstract away the execution to roll up chain. So you can see now we have a lot of different rollup like ZK Sync, Taiko, what else, Manta. And what they really do is they take the job of executing transaction away from Ethereum and helps Ethereum to run execution instead. And once they've done that, they will bundle a batch or a bunch of a transaction into a single batch or single anything like a summary, and then submit that summary back to Ethereum saying that, oh, I already helped you run all the execution, so you do not need to do the work again. All you need to do is just verify whether all this result I've done is correct or not. And if you look at Aleo, what prover does is kind of the same thing that rollup does. And it's already come in the very beginning. Like we don't need rollup because we already have this kind of scalability in the very beginning. So what prover does, but it works a little bit different with rollup though. So what prover does is they execute, like user can be prover themselves. So they execute their own program or their own transaction locally on their machine. So once they are done the execution, they produce a proof of execution. Then only then they submit proof of execution, which is a ZK proof, plus the result of the transaction to Aleo network. So if you try to compare to rollups, it kind of works the same. So rollups help Ethereum do the transaction, make a summary of it, summary of all the results, submit back to Ethereum. So what Ethereum does is just to make sure the results are correct and include it in their state. And what Aleo does is, again, kind of similar, verify the proof is correct, and then include the result on Aleo network. So you can see we already have this kind of scalability since the very beginning, which is great. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we go to next. Okay, with Aleo, crypto developer can finally build a private Web3 application. For example, we can build a zero-knowledge token swap, decentralized exchange without the fear of fund to run on the OMV EV. So the Aleo network has no MEV. And second, we can develop our Oracle. But this Oracle is different because all the data is be proved. And the other finance product. We can build in the logic game and ZKML. We can prove the KML, the data is proved, and we can develop on some application for also because we can protect the private data and some product like the ZK Pass. Yeah. ZK, do you have any suggestion?
Yeah, I think just like what you see on the slide. So by using Aleo, now we can have a zero knowledge gaming where people can run some multiplayer game with some level of privacy, like fully on chain. Yeah, if you look at current public blockchain, if you try to run any game public, like any game fully on chain on a public blockchain, it's just not gonna work because like imagine you're playing a card game. If you're running every game logic on chain, you're going to let your opponent see your like what's on your hand, which is totally make the whole game non-playable. So that's why we need privacy in gaming to make sure to make games fun actually. Yeah.
Okay.
And also with privacy we can also do privacy preserving machine learning. So without showing all your weights or inputs or your data to train the model. So now you can train your model without showing all the private data. And authentication, of course, for ID, you wouldn't want everyone knows like what's your address, what's your bank account balance, and or maybe some private information. You wouldn't want it to be shown to everyone. So that's why by using Aleo, we now can have a privacy preserving authentication method. Yeah.
Hey, is it okay if I add a little to that?
Yeah, sure.
Because I know so many of you who are on the call are a bit more beginner to the blockchain space, one of the most effective examples for me to first understand Aleo was exactly that, like the zero knowledge authentication. And so if you could imagine when you go to any bar in North America anyways, I think the required drinking age or legal drinking age is 21.
18.
Oh, 18. So I mean, in different parts of the world, in Canada, it's 19 in some parts and then 18 in others. But let's say the US where it's 21 across the entire nation. If ever you go to a bar, you have to show them your ID to prove that you are of legal drinking age. But what's on that ID includes things like your date of birth, but also your address often, and sometimes your weight and your height, and some really private information that is not required to verify that you are in fact of legal drinking age. So a really great use case for zero knowledge in this case would be to be able to verify that you are of legal drinking age once and then never have to verify that again. And most importantly, I could prove that I am of legal drinking age without having to show them like specific details that are sort of irrelevant. And that's sort of where the privacy preserving aspect of Aleo becomes the most sort of effective and powerful in that those details no longer become a requirement to be able to verify something that would otherwise be sort of irrelevant. Mm-hmm. And then that information, of course, is not exposed to everybody else. I think as a woman who, when I was much younger, felt kind of nervous about going to those places, like not sure who would see where I lived, and then going home and not feeling comfortable that like now everybody, sometimes it's like 3 or 4 different people at the bar and have access to that information. I think something like this would have been really helpful for me. Not that I went to lots of bars when I was younger, but certainly having that peace of mind was really important. So yeah, just this idea that you could verify something once, never have to verify it again, and that not all of the sort of peripheral information that was needed to verify this traditionally is necessary now. I'll return it back to you, Marco and ZK.
Okay. And how can you get involved with Aleo? So the first you can get the grant, but the grant now is closed. Yeah, Annie?
That's right. Yeah. So our grant programs are now closed until after mainnet. We are looking at mainnet at the end of August. However, I think this is a great opportunity for you to learn about how to build on Aleo. And then when the grant programs are open, you will then be Aleo experts, and have access to tons of resources. We are prioritizing developers and developer onboarding as well as new projects in the ecosystem. Both Marco and ZK are either hackathon or grant recipients. So they can tell you about just like how much resources, when we're ready for that again, will be available to you.
Okay. And the second, you can find the bug bundle. This is open. And now maybe the ARC 41, yeah, has a bug finder. So you you can join. And the third one is attend the hackathon in the future.
Yeah, that's right. So again, after mainnet, so we're looking at our first major hackathon will be at DevCon or around DevCon, and many more of these workshops will be hosted throughout so that you can best prepare for that time.
Okay, so next time I'll show you how to use the Aleo, and you can input my GitHub address in the chat, so I can show in some information about how to use the Aleo. First, you can use the download the code and install the Aleo OS and Aleo VM, Stack VM, Stack OS, and Aleo. So it's easy. Yeah, we have an easy way to use. So you can open the browser to improve the Aleo13.io. So in the website, we can create an Aleo application. This is a website program. It has a program table. So this is all the annual program detail. This is a program name, transaction ID, and which high block high in the time steps and the code times. So the next step, you can compile, deploy your source code, and you can upload your file or new project use with my template. So this is the token. This is annual Aleo source code. It looks like the Rust code, and it can compile or deploy. When you want to deploy the Aleo program, you must use the wallet. The wallet in the Aleo ecosystem has many capital wallet, such as Aleo wallet and Salt wallet. So you can download the wallet to send the application. But the most important, you must get the Aleo token. This is very key. If you want to get the annual token, test token, you can input your annual address in the chat or in the Telegram, and all will send some test token to you. Hey, Annie.
Hi. Yeah. So actually, ZK has access and ownership of our wallet specific to DevRel. So he may be able to send that to you. Can I just clarify something, Marco? Is the website to create a Leo program the same as the GitHub link you shared, or is there a different URL?
Maybe you can use the GitHub is better. The website now the annual network is the testnet beta, so everything is changed, so it can't be working now. We must to adapt the new version.
Okay, is there a link that you can share with us? Or ZK, do you happen to know what that link is?
Yeah, I think it's just aleo123.io. Yeah. So if you go to aleo123.io, I think you have to connect a wallet first. Yeah, connect a wallet first, and you'll be able to see.
Okay. It'll redirect us there.
Yeah.
And should you need Leo credits in order to complete the workshop, ZK, can you share with everybody the link to that wallet request form?
Which wallet request from? I don't think I have.
Maybe the testnet is reset, so maybe something is changed. Yeah, ZK.
Yeah, I think. Annie, are you saying that there are like some kind of faucet for people to get tokens?
That's right. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, I think people can get it now from Puzzle directly, like just from their website, or maybe Demox. Like, I think there are three options now. Yeah.
The Demox on the Puzzle all online, not working.
Yeah, because the credit I have for before, it's for the old testnet, and now they have a new testnet where where I don't have the
data network.
Yeah, I don't have the token anymore.
Okay, let's see.
And
so just clarifying that we need to have updated testnet token access in order for the workshop to be complete. Is that correct?
Yeah, I can try to search it for now. Like, there's a faucet for Puzzle where they can, where everyone can get credit from there.
Okay, yeah. Why don't we have Marco continue the workshop, and then we'll have you just check that in the background.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are a few different wallets that you can use. So there's Puzzle, Demox Labs, which is the Leo wallet, and then we also have Avail. So we'll share links to those for you here.
Okay, we go to keep moving, and this is the template. We use 4 template: hello world, token, and other template. And this is the Leo source code. And this is the, you can view the contract on the blockchain. For example, you can search the program ID, and this is the, you can execute the smart contract function online, but it must take the annual credit because it must be used gas. So the gas have the 2 types, free or private, in the wallet. And then this is a detail for a transaction. And the right is a record. This is a sock. Okay, and that's all. Thank you. And if you want to finish the workshop, you can reach my GitHub address. There is some info to show how to install, how to create application, how to compare, and how to use the wallet.
Okay.
Mm.
Can you just clarify the workshop task? What is exactly are the participants expected to do?
Okay, I'll update it later. I can just to create a okay. I'll create just to create an application and deploy or smart contract.
Okay.
You can input. You can show you maybe the code ID. Transfer or beta.
Okay. So I want to just reiterate that for everybody. In Marco's GitHub repo, which we shared for the instructions as well as the workshop, there seems to be some existing code that you can duplicate or copy. What we want you to do then is to create an application using that code, deploy a contract, and then share with us the record ID. So that should all be visible on your own respective GitHub repos. And when you share that with us in the submission form, we can verify that that's been complete. So really, it's just to create an application. It doesn't have to be a unique application. Yeah, unfortunately, this time there's no bonus points for a unique application. But yeah, feel free to create an application, deploy a contract, and then share with us that record ID. Erin, no. So it's actually all of the work will be due on June 14th. We're going to give everybody a full week to make sure that you get that done.
Yeah. The most important, you must get the annual credit. If you don't have, even if you don't get any token, anything can be working.
That's right. So there are some sort of tricky parts to this. And again, that's sort of the nature of us being in testnet beta. We are not yet at mainnet. And so because testnet beta is quite new, we do have a whole new process. All right, so sort of a different process, not a whole new process for accessing Aleo credits. And that's something that ZK is going to provide you with ideally in the next little while. We just want to make sure that the faucets are working and that you can have access to those Aleo credits in order for you to complete the workshop. Because of course, without the Aleo credits, you won't be able to transact or create the application or deploy. And yes, Annie, we will provide you with the recording of this entire presentation as well as all of the instructions. So those will come to you in the Telegram chat. We'll share those with you in a post-event email. So long as you've registered for the event, you will have access to that. Are there any specific questions regarding how Aleo works or in the setup instructions that you might have for Marco and ZK at this time? So we're going to stay on the line for maybe 5 or 10 more minutes in case as you are setting things up to complete the workshop, you encounter any troubleshooting issues. And then what will happen is both ZK, hopefully, but definitely Marco will be on Telegram. And you can directly ask questions in the Builder channel. But yeah, thank you so much, Marco. Thank you so much, ZK. We really appreciate you taking the time. I know English is not your preferred presentation language, and I really love that we are creating, safer spaces and for like diversity in all aspects, whether it's how you identify, whether you identify as a woman or how you prefer to communicate and what your sort of your native language is. So I'm really grateful that you made the effort, Marco, to do that presentation, and thank you, ZK, last minute offering to translate. You didn't have to do any translation. It was really just supporting your colleague and your teammate. Ah, I love seeing the claps. You are all amazing. Chisholm, yeah, please feel free to ask a question.
Oh, I'm not actually asking any question, right? So I just wanted to tell you, thank you very much for today.
Oh my gosh, of course. You're so welcome. That was very thoughtful. I really appreciate you taking a moment to express that. Adesanoye, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. No, the task is going to be due June the 14th. We're going to give everybody a full week to complete this. It's really important for us that everybody has the time to do this and the space to be able to ask questions as you need it. And I understand too that a lot of these workshops require a considerable amount of setup time. And we too need a little bit of time to provide you with access to the Aleo credits.
Yeah, maybe I can show the whole process again on how people can get credits and deploy their program.
That would be great, CK.
Yeah.
You can take over the presenting if you'd like.
Yes, I'm trying to share right now. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So I shared two links in the chat just now. I just reshare it again. The first link is going to take you to install Puzzle Wallet. I think I'm not sure Sorter Wallet works or not, but yeah, you can try it too if you want to. Yeah, you should go through the same process. So once you install the wallet, you see here, like this is other wallet and this is the Sorter wallet. I haven't get my CPS. Okay, yeah. So go to this link, the faucet link. It will take you to this page. The first thing you need to do is connect your wallet. Okay. See how I'm going to do it is I'm going to click Puzzle Wallet. And it takes some time to talk to the wallet. It works. So once, like after you connect your wallet, you should be able to. I'm not sure why it's taking time here, but yeah, once you connect your wallet, you should be able to go through this verification process and just click request 15 credits. And after a while, you will see there's a 15 credits appear in your wallet here, right? So once you get that, you can go to aleo123.io. Yeah, so this is aleo123.io. Yeah. Once you are here, you connect your wallet again. Right. Yeah. So my wallet is connect. Go to program and look for the deploy button here. And there's a Leo.
No, the I want to say now is not working because the network type is not supported. Yeah, you can show.
Are you saying testnet beta is not supported yet?
Yeah, it's not supported.
I see. Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, I'll test it later. But like how the whole process looks like is you go to here and there's an upload and there's a new. Yeah, there's a new template, so you can click new. Maybe just pick any program template you like. Like let's say I like token, I click token, and there's already a template here. I can just do compile. Yeah, it's not working because the latest testnet beta, like some of the syntax actually changed. So that's why you might need a new source code to do that. I think what I can do is I might be able to write a simple program with latest syntax so we can deploy the program that I wrote later. Yeah. So if you see here, I think this should work. Yeah, hello world should work. This is it's not working. It's okay. I'll try and let you guys know later, but it should be like this. So once you click compile, it should work, and it will pops up the wallet confirmation and asking you whether if you want to deploy your code or not. Yeah, if it works. Yeah, so this is how the whole process looks like.
Yeah, we will fix this later. Maybe next week we'll fix this to supporting the testnet beta.
Hello, Marco.
Yeah.
So the code base is changed, right? New beta testnet, you guys changed that code syntax and everything. So the old one doesn't work, right?
Yes, because and Leo code must be changed. On the deploy script, we can be changed to add the network type. So the now the RD13 the template is not working. But we will fix it later. Maybe next week we will fix it.
Okay, Marco. Thank you. So, and also I have one question. What is the exact use case of Aleo? Oh, right. It's mainly privacy-based blockchain, or like other L1 solutions. It can do many other stuffs. Hello, you got my question, Marco?
Yeah, and listen. They can what mean? I don't follow you.
Sorry, I'm not sure if I get it correctly. Are you asking like whether user can do a custom struct using Leo? Is that correct?
No, like other
Yeah.
L1s, what's the best use case of Aleo? Like it's only privacy-based blockchain, or we can develop dApps.
Yes. Yeah, you can develop anything you like. It's a programmable privacy blockchain. So not just privacy, but it can, like any general purpose programming you can do, like a DAX, AMM, or maybe just lending, NFT games, like any kind of DS you can do, just like other blockchains. But
Okay.
instead of just doing the app, but now we also providing privacy by default feature.
Okay. And also, what's the max transaction speed per second TPS?
There's no benchmark on that currently, but I guess it's not too bad. Yeah, because we are using sorry, I might go a bit out of context here, but if you don't know yet, we are using consensus mechanism which is similar to Sui and Aptos, which is called Bullshark and Nawa. So I guess our TPS will be somewhere around the same as Sui and Aptos. Yeah, because we are using the kind of similar consensus mechanism to finalize all the transactions.
Okay, thank you, Liam. Got it.
All right. We can probably call it here. There have been a few links provided to wallets, as well as a few links provided to testnet token faucets. There will be some changes made to Aleo 123 now that our syntax, there have been some sort of basic syntax changes. And again, we really appreciate everybody working through this with us, especially because we are pre-mainnet. Things are a little bit trickier than expected, but you all do have till June 14th to complete your workshop. Every link required will be shared with you in the Telegram chat as well as via email should you have registered for the event on Luma. The submission form is inside that presentation. I will also share it again with you in Telegram, and I'll drop it here before I end the call. And then we have Marco, who will be joining us on Telegram in the Builder chat. If you have any direct questions, he will help answer those for you. I will also be on that Telegram chat along with Rux, who can answer sort of more logistical questions for you. My suggestion is that you submit all of your work after you've completed every workshop. It just makes it a little bit more challenging to track if you do individual submissions, but if you've already done that, then no problem. Yeah. Okay. Thank you everybody for joining us. We'll see you in an hour, just under an hour, for our next workshop. That one's going to be, let me double check. Yeah. So our next workshop is going to be with Matter Labs. And if you enjoyed ZK, we have a little more on ZK. They'll be talking about the scale of history on account abstraction. And that's also going to be for an additional 18 points. So I look forward to seeing all of you there. Hey, Erdem. Yeah, feel free.
Sorry, just to be clear, like what should we need to upload to the GitHub page? Like the record ID, and other than that, should we upload our code?
Yes, please. Yeah. So the idea is for you to.
Okay, you can transfer the program ID, or maybe they can transfer ID is okay.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is the transaction hash where you got your deployment success. Yeah, that's the most important part for us to verify.
Maybe the program ID is okay. We can search in the program.
Yes, yeah, you can do program ID or transaction hash, like both works.
Okay.
Okay. I will write them in the README page of my GitHub repository, right? Okay.
Yeah, I think that works too. Yeah.
Thank you for the question. I'm sure that helped to clarify things for everyone else as well. Okay. See you all soon. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you, JK.
Oh,
you,
thank you
everyone.
so much, Marco. You did great.
Thank you. Bye.
PK.